Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with the best looking man in boxing, Phil Jeffries, and the second best looking man in Sam Jones. What a double act!
I'd have introduced it like that. Look how sharp he's looking
Sam's
today.
got his Lassies clothes on as well, you know.
He said that to me. He goes, "You've got your Lassies clothes on." I was like,
Is that a blouse or a shirt?
Blouse.
"It's a bit of both, Andrew. It's a bit of both." I mean, you can't all look this smart, can you? I've even asked him, "Can I have your blazer for afterwards?"
Andrew, have you seen the shoes?
I'll get down.
Before we go any further, come at me with anything you want. You can't come at me with these unbelievable footwear there.
You couldn't bend coat hang of that shape.
he said to me before, he goes, "Listen, have you got a pair of them in my size?" And I went, so I'll try and make some arrangements for you. But yeah,
if I was on a desert island with him in a tin of beans, I'll eat him in chocolate tin of beans.
Right, let's talk some boxing now. I think do you want to talk boxing or do you just want to take the piss out of each other? Talk boxing.
He still told me he's going to take me some fish and chips, and still fucking lied to me about that for a week.
There's no room in the car, he's not coming.
I've even offered to be in the boot as well.
We're talking boxing and we're talking about Sam.
Sam loves talking about Sam, so we're talking about boxing.
You're giving me some sticky peer review.
Right, anyway, Sam, Probellum back in the North East. We've seen what like this. Phil Jeffries just cracked his phone, smashed his phone. There we go. Good start to the interview. This is uncut, on raw. Probellum back in the North East. Some of the talent you put up there on that press conference was unreal. McCormack, Dickinson, Thomas Patrick Ward, Lewis Rich and Ben Rees. Probably left somebody out. Troy Williamson, obviously British light middleweight champion. Stack of talent, man. There's no reason why you can't come back here 4 or 5 times a year.
Golden generation, really the golden generation. I don't think there's ever been a crop of talent as good as this in the North East or anywhere in the country for that matter. Unbelievable array of talent. Can't wait to watch them all on Friday, and the shows are going to keep coming. And as I say, Jaffa's been around for years when the boxing wasn't so big here, and he kept it going, so he deserves nights like Friday.
Well, I'd say what Probellum's going to do, right? Probellum, obviously Lewis and Tommy, it's not going to last for years, right? But what Probellum's doing, what no other boxing promoters doing in the North East, is signing the young talent up. Now when them lads are ready to go, which I hope will last forever, them young talent will be knocking on the door. So we're going to get world champions up here. And Probellum, the way Probellum's doing is excellent, you know. And what's really, really good about them, you know, and I've worked with all the promoters, they care about the boys, they look after the boys. Boy 1's no different to boy 2. They all treat the same. When they come to the hotel, they all treat the same. There's no superstars amongst them. And that's when you say, like, no disrespect, I'm not going to name promoters. Then at a top table, he would say, well, we're looking at him, going to be fill this stadium, fill that stadium, blah, blah, blah. They're not putting pressure on the lads, you know. They're just building the lads up. Like, I'm a great believer taking one fight at a time. Like, but the talent on the undercard in a couple of years' time, 18 years' time, they're going to be knocking on the door for world titles. And what it is, we wanted to be a merry-go-round in the North East, and the fans will back you up here, you know. There's not a place like in the North East for boxing fans if you get a man on the top. But Probellum's done it the right way. Like, I've been on top tables with promoters. They're coming up here, and then it's bull. Probellum done a show. We chuck the show together. No, I'm saying chuck the show. We'll put a show on quick at the rating. Straight away they're coming up here. They're as good as a word. Back again. So if the fans support them, they'll be here all the time. It's going to be a northeast rise in boxing, and I'm absolutely sure we're going to get world champions up here before long. I'm sure of it.
Sam, you did mention pressure, and I do want to mention Lewis Ritson because there was a lot of pressure on that man's shoulders, being that he was probably the elite of everyone that was boxing in the North East. He had that pressure of getting that St James's fight, and it probably took its toll on him a little bit in some of his performances when he obviously Robbie Davis Jr. went up that aside. But now when you mentioned the undercard and Pat McCormack and Mark Dickinson, you've got all these young Ben Rees, you've got these young guys coming through that maybe take some of the pressure off Lewis, and maybe we can see that St James's Park, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, 100%. I think you saw a lot more glimpses in his last performance. I thought Lewis was really sharp. He's got a brilliant jab. He used his jab more. He boxed nice, and he eventually the guy his coach pulled him out of the fight. Really good performance from him. Loads of pressure on him because he had to win. Let's be honest. If he's got any aspirations of fighting at the world level, winning a world title like what his dream is, St James's Park, he had to win. Same goes for Friday night. He has to win. Zlatakin, he's boxed Ricky Burns. The British fans will know him from that. Top quality fighter, and Ritson's got to put on another good performance here, and he's got to keep going. And then you've got fights like Ahara Davis being mentioned. That's a great domestic fight. And then Lewis ultimately wants to become a world champion and fight at St James's Park, and that's what, as Probellum will deliver him if he keeps winning.
Talk to me about these kids then, Jaffa, the Mark Dickinsons, the Ben Reeses, the Pat McCormacks, the Luke McCormacks, Troy Williamson as well, I suppose. But talk to me about these young kids coming through.
Well, the pedigrees have got ABA champions, European champions, gold medalists, amateur. They've done everything in amateur, so they're the cream of the crop in the country. Really, they're coming through. GB, Olympian. We've got 2 Olympians signed, just fantastic. They're the cream of the crop. And like I say, you had Ben Davison there, thinking I thought he was he could be world champion, blah, 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 but I'm a great believer to do your apprenticeship. And I do believe we've got the cream of the crop. And everybody in the North East says on my phone, get me on with Probellum, sign me with Probellum. I said, no, just wait, just build yourself up. And when I think they're good enough to get up to Probellum, I'll toss them over, you know. Yeah, I'm not going to, a novice, I'm going to say Probellum, sign a novice, sorry about that.
Is that my son phoning for a job?
It's a boxing board. I've got John Wishes just been on the phone from. I'll tell you anyway. Anyway, when they're good enough, well, like I say, when they're good enough, I'll propel them because, like Ben Rees, I said the pedigree. I had a word with Aaron last time. I said, Aaron, you've got to sign this kid, and he said, well, if you think he's good enough, just look at his pedigree, you know. And now I want kind of wait to see him box and see what he's like because I think he's going to be a belter, mate. Like going to be a belter. And I just think, well, North East booming at the minute. Probellum's got them all booming. Me texts on my phone, get me on that show. And I'll try and rotate them round like.
Jaffa's on fire.
I was going to say this, Sam.
He is on fire.
I was going to no, come here. I was going to say it must be easy for you to work with it. It must be easy for you to work alongside this man then.
Yeah, absolutely. I love working alongside him. He's an experienced guy. He's as I say, when boxing was on its arse here, he brought it back up, and he deserves times like this. Golden generation of boxing. You can see how passionate he is about this area. And as I say, Probellum alongside Phil Jeffries,
that might be the thumbnail.
We're gonna get the kiss, proper kiss as well. That was a bit as an affectionate one as well.
But nobody mentions Aaron because Aaron's a top boy there to work with. Yeah.
I got Aaron in a cameo. I won't pull him back in, but I got him in a cameo out in Dubai. I'm shy, but he is a hard-working guy.
Aaron's a shy fella.
Aaron, unbelievable what Aaron does. Like he runs around like a chicken when he ate on, like, but he works really hard. And I've got a chip for fish and chips now. You know what I mean? So can you finish this interview?
Right, well, say what I bring in. Listen, I'm a wee bit. Like, I don't know what I am, a wee bit jealous of the North East getting on this box. I need to ask Sam, when are you coming up north up into Scotland?
You'll be very surprised. We'll ask the Vice President of Operations here, Aaron. Can
I pull you in, Aaron?
Aaron will tell you quickly when we're actually going to be doing a show very soon in Scotland.
Aaron?
Yeah, look, we're looking at bringing Probellum up to Scotland. You know, we've got Ricky Burns, Mark McCune fought in the last show down here, very, very good prospect. And obviously Lee McGregor. So I'd say we'll be up, you know, hopefully definitely before the end of the year we'll be up in Glasgow.
There we go. See, that's just music to my ears. Back to you two. Thank you, Aaron. I know you're probably camera shy a little bit, but listen, I've got 2 cameos in a week. 2 cameos in a week from Aaron. 2 cameos.
That's camera shy. I've never heard anything.
Exactly. Well, listen, I want to give you the mic, Jaffa, and I want you to pay this man a compliment. It can be whatever, just pay this man a compliment.
Steady here, Jaffa.
Right.
Steady here.
As you look at Sam, he's got the Lassies Blouse on, right? And take the training shoes, Take the team. He's like a walking catalogue. He's like a walking catalogue. Look at him. He's like a walking. Turn around. Look. He's like a walking catalogue. And he's got that suntan lotion you put on to make you look brown.
Here, we want to do a call out as well because we want Sam to turn the Christmas lights on this year.
Yes, Newcastle there. Put Sam the Christmas lights on. Derby. Yeah, and he's got his false tan on.
He's got his fake tan.
Anyway, Sam's a good lad. Good lad.
There you go, Sam. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you soon. Thank you.